present Trivia Test Match. It's questions of trivia, it's the laws of cricket, and its umpire is Brian Johnston.
Thanks for that tremendous applause. I know it's a cold night. Anyhow, thank you very much. And welcome to another in our series of one-day matches in which two teams try to find answers which are trivial or of even less importance than Dan Quayle. We're continuing our world tour 1991, and today we put on our anoraks and ridden our Vespers to Eggington Cricket Club in Bedfordshire, a delightful little rural ground. It's got a scoreboard which used to be an old caravan towed behind a steamroller. It was also the dressing rooms before they built this magnificent pavilion, which is packed tonight. Thank you very much for coming, all of you. And now to our team captains. First, writer, cartoonist, performer and former hunk of the month, and the month was September 1963, it's Willie Rushton.
My team tonight is packed with gravitas and bottom. Humorist and chanteuse, a man with a voice so deep and resonant it can only be heard by dogs with serious hearing impediments. Alfred Marks.
And the opposing captain is the man responsible for Jason Donovan's #1 hit, and despite that, we've allowed him back again. It's Tim Rice.
My controversial selection as teammate and vice-captain is a man who's entertained all over the world. He recently went to Australia and has returned there by public demand. The public was the British public. He's none other than Paul Merton.
Right now, the rules are roughly based on the laws of cricket, with questions worth 1 or 4 runs, with up to 6 questions per round, or over as we call it. The rest of the rules we'll come to later, just to add to the confusion. Willie's team has won the toss by correctly guessing which of our traditional foods the EEC want to ban next. So his side opens the batting, and Willie, will you choose your first question, please?
A sharp single.
A sharp single. Why are soap operas so called?
Because the commercials. It's something to do with the old fact they used to have the soap commercials in between them.
That's right.
Omo would suddenly arise in the middle. Are you an Omo like the members of this opera around?
We don't want to get on to Omo straight away, but anyhow, the answer was...
They're probably sponsored by soap companies.
That's absolutely right.
Omo brings you.
The early radio shows were sponsored by soap firms.
Yes. We have another one.
Oh, here's a very easy one for Alfred. What is titfer, the rhyming slang for?
I know what I think it should rhyme with, but actually it's hat. Tit for tat.
Yeah, absolutely right. So you get one there.
Let's try another one.
What were originally known as love apples?
Tomatoes.
They were.
Yes.
So
very clean and
you run
decent,
3
right?
very good things.
Let's try a 4 then, because Alfred's warm.
Yes.
In the court of King Alfonso XIII of Spain,
Or a
what was
single.
the job of the anthem man? King Alfonso XIII. What was the job of the anthem man?
Make sure everybody stood up during it. He had a cattle probe and would wander through the court. You do realise this is the Spanish national anthem, and
How's that?
not Jose Carrera's
Yeah,
latest.
you're on the right line, but I'm going to take the appeal. And by the way, if you win the appeal, Tim, you get the marks for 4 rounds. You also get the batting.
Quite simply to supply an anthem at any important state occasion and to find rhymes for Alfonso.
I'm afraid you haven't got it right, so the 2 leg byes go straight away to Willie because your appeal was wrong. The answer was the king was stone deaf, so the anthem man had to tell the king whenever the national anthem was being played, so he knew when to stand up.
If he was
Right.
deaf, how would he tell him?
He was one of the best sign writers. He could do all with his fingers.
You could use with his cattle prod.
Yeah.
2 more balls this over.
Oh, another 4 then, please.
What is the most effective bait used in a mousetrap?
Oh, this is a trick, isn't
You
it?
say,
Yes.
I hope you say cheese, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. And obviously it's something else.
Can't be a tomato again, could it make too much of a mess, wouldn't it? Chicken soup.
No, I'm afraid not.
With noodles.
If you're a Jewish mouse, it works.
Very good answers, but not right. The answer is lemon-flavoured boiled sweets, believe it or not. One more ball for the over.
Oh, we'll try for a 4. We haven't got one yet. But we'll
In the
try.
19th century France, if a woman wanted to wear trousers in public, what did she have to do first?
Do a flies up.
If you don't get the 4 runs, I shall give you a leg bye for that, but we'll just see.
2 legs, actually. Two legs.
Apart from changing sex, she probably had to get a mayoral note and obtain a certificat de pantalon.
I will give you that. The answer is get a special permit from
Yes.
the police.
Yeah, that's
so
it.
you get
Yeah,
4
thank you.
runs and a
Thank
very
you.
successful first over. Willie is 9 for naught. Now, Tim, what are you going to do?
Just a quiet single, please.
How many calories does the average kiss use?
Come here, Paul, darling. 47.
Yes.
Okay, 47.
47.
Really, you must be some kisser. The official answer is 3. I don't know who tried it out.
It's not 69. Shot in the dark.
I think we'll pass on to the next question.
When it comes to shooting in the dark, Alfred, you know a thing or two, right?
Just a quiet single, please, Brian.
Who said at a Royal Variety performance, those in the cheaper seats clap?
John Lennon.
The,
Oh,
we
sorry.
haven't finished yet. The rest of you rattle your jewellery. John Lennon,
was John
absolutely
Lennon,
right.
yes.
You must have been there.
We'll go for a 4 now.
What did the Australians tell Douglas Jardine to do when he tried to swat a fly during the Bodyline tour?
All right, Jardine, leave our flies alone.
They put in a word before flies.
Yes, they did.
Right.
It was Julep Singy.
Leave our something flies alone. 4 runs.
It wasn't Jardine, it was Julep Singy.
Judy
Coppers.
Singy,
Yes.
he never was in the Jardine
When you
tour.
come to think of it, would Jardine been fielding near the hill? No, he wouldn't. He was captain. He'd have been in the middle somewhere. Julep Singy was out on the boundary, and he it was who was swatting flies.
Most extraordinary. In my wisdom, Judy Singy didn't go on the Jardine
I
tour.
know. That's what's always made he did go on a tour, though, and swat flies.
No, did he? I rather think you're trying to waste time.
No,
with this.
no. Just putting you right, Brown, after all these years.
A 4.
What were Waterloo teeth? Waterloo teeth.
Were these commemorative teeth issued after the victory at the Battle of Waterloo?
Yes? Well, what were they from?
It was from the
Yeah,
leftover items of the battle.
Yes, loosely.
Yes.
How's
yes.
that?
Well, no, I think that's good enough. I mean, the leftover items were the corpses of the French.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so these were the teeth from the French corpses. So you get 4 runs.
It'd be quite hard to chew food, wouldn't it?
Each side has scored 9 at the moment.
Right, I think we'll have a single now. We're
What is the most common disease in the world?
bad breath. No,
Well, nearly.
it's that
Death.
tooth disease.
Death.
It's that tooth gum decay disease.
Halitosis.
Yeah, well, you've got. I mean, the answer is tooth decay.
Yes, yes.
So you get a
Yes,
run, well run.
We'll
What
have
do you
a
want
single.
now?
A single.
A single. What colour are fresh, uncooked lobsters?
Sort of teeth colour, aren't they?
It depends on the colour of your teeth. I'm not quite sure.
They're sort of grey, aren't they? Rather sort of not any particular colour. They
Aren't they?
Buff.
Beige.
I'll take an
I'd
appeal.
say
Like your
black,
suit.
wouldn't you? Black, slightly mottled, but black,
I'm
basically.
afraid they aren't. You know, they're dark blue or green. They only turn red or orange when cooked. So there
Oh,
are.
they
So
look
would
definitely
you.
black.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the second over we've had. The scores are very level. Tim is 10 for no wicket, and Willie and Alfred are 9 for no wicket.
Just an
When was a company first formed to build a channel tunnel? I'll give you plus or minus 10.
18, early
1860,
18, or before that.
18,
18,
20,
1811.
1811, my friend.
Is that your official answer?
No.
Yes.
No. Right. A certain disagreement
Shortly
there.
after 6 o'clock, anyway.
And And there's no appeal, and you've got it wrong. You were very near it when you first said
How's
it.
that?
Too late. 1867.
Oh, sorry.
Bad
Sorry,
luck.
Alfred.
So you don't
Go
get a
on.
single there.
We'd like to throw a bouncer at this point.
Ah, but the bouncers, yes. Now, so if you win the bouncer, Tim, you get the bowling. But if Willie answers it right, he gets 6 runs and also gets the batting. Well, he's got it anyhow. And the answer is the bouncers this week take the form of alternative records.
What is the world endurance record for kissing a pig? And it says in brackets the pig must be at least 1 month old. Otherwise, they don't
Can you tell us
respect
the
you.
calorie count?
Actually, I think I might be qualified to answer. I've been out with more pigs in my life.
Oh, no, you know, Alfred.
What's your record for kissing a pig?
Muster as 12 minutes before you finally succumbed, wouldn't you?
Well, that take your 5 minutes to get through the crackling, wouldn't it?
Kissing Marcel Marceau is apparently the most unpleasant thing you can do. It apparently has roaring halitosis.
And he doesn't even say thank you.
No.
It looks to me as if the bouncer's winning, unless you can flick it off your eyebrows.
Fairly
for
obvious
6.
answer, this one, isn't it?
Yes, give it.
3 hours.
45 minutes and 12 seconds.
No luck. So the bouncer has won, and Willie has lost a wicket. He's 9 for 1, and Tim has got the batting. 10 for 0. Tim, what do you want?
A single, please, Brian.
What does a cordwainer do?
Does he make the bits, the rills in corduroy trousers?
No.
Does he sing?
No. Any appeal? From the right.
I was going to try out vague how's that, and I'd say he made ropes for boats.
Well, that's wrong too. So you get a leg by. You get Tim because his appeal
Good
was
decision.
wrong, and you continue with the batting.
What does he do?
What
Oh,
is
you
the
want the
cordwainer?
answer?
Yes.
Sorry. Make shoes.
Make shoes.
Cobblers.
Listen, if you
Normally make shoes.
if you insult the umpire, you'll get dismissed at once. You don't want any
I
of
think we'd
that.
better unleash a bouncer. I think the mellifluous tones of Alfred Marks.
Just tune up a bit.
Yes,
There's another bouncer, and each side, incidentally, can only have 3 bouncers. Here's
Got a taste of that
Willie's
pig
first.
on my lips. What is the world record for the 800 metres pushing a double-decker bus with a head?
17 years, I think, isn't it?
Plus or minus 2
Does this
minutes.
include request stops? "32 minutes."
Wrong. 15 minutes and 17 seconds.
which is tremendous.
So,
Slightly faster than I can run the 800 metres.
so I'm afraid you lose a wicket there, Tim. So now,
Just a one. Please.
What do you want,
Brown?
Willie?
Just a one.
in the Archers, what was the name of Phil Archer's first wife?
Mrs. Archer.
Jeffrey.
How's that?
I've never listened to it in my
I'll
life.
take the Hazep.
Is it Grace?
It was, and she was burnt, if you remember, on the night that ITV started.
Yes. Have a 4 now, I think, Brown.
At what age does a baby first shed tears?
It must be quite soon, isn't it?
Depends when you start hitting it, I suppose. I have no idea.
Any appeal? No?
No,
Let's
go
go for
on.
3 days.
Well, no, the answer is 6 to 8 weeks. Earlier crying is tearless. Right, what would you like now?
A single, please.
When was Joan of Arc burnt at the stake? I'll give you plus or minus 30.
4:30, wasn't it?
Is it 14?
The night ITV opened.
Plus or minus,
Let me think.
Plus or minus
14,
30.
14, 13.
1431. So you
Anagram,
get a
anagram.
single there.
Let's go for 4, please.
What was originally denounced as a diabolical device of the demon of darkness?
That's ITV. Test match special.
Steady, Merton, steady.
Rock and roll.
No, any appeal? The answer is the bicycle. Like
We'll
that.
have another single, please. Or try
What
for
is a camel's hairbrush made from?
There's one answer that springs to mind.
I smoke them.
Paper.
Squirrel tails. Don't ask me, most extraordinary. I don't think any squirrels in the desert, so how do they... Anyhow.
Not now, there isn't there?
That was the answer.
They've all been made into hairbrushes.
What would
We'll
you-
go for a 4.
Why did the owner of a horse called Roger have to erect a sign saying, "This horse is not dead"?
Does the word Roger mean...
No, it doesn't. Well, no appeal coming. It's a difficult one. Roger used to sleep flat on his back with his mouth open and his legs in the air. So they had to say, "This horse is not dead," otherwise they'd have carted him off to the kennels. Right. You don't get any runs there. You're 13 for 1 against Willie's 9 for 2.
We'll have another 4.
Why did Hitler order the Luftwaffe to be careful when bombing Brighton?
Was it he didn't want the Brighton Pavilion destroyed?
You're very clever today, Paul. Absolutely right, because he was going to use it as his headquarters after the invasion. The Brighton Pavilion. And that is it. The end of the over, and Tim and Paul have crept up to 17 for 1 against Willie and Alfred's 9 for 2.
Just a 1.
What is the world's most common surname?
Something Chinese. Lee?
How's that?
I shall have to take the appeal.
Chang.
Chang is right.
Oh,
How on earth do you
Chang.
know that?
I don't know, Gov.
You often ring people up called Chang. 9 for 3, Willie. You've lost a wicket there, so
Oh, dear.
batting goes across to Tim.
Better fire a bouncer, I think.
Another
before
bouncer
he
coming.
Wipe the smugness off his lips.
Right.
What is the world record for the greatest number of cars jumped and cleared by a car towing a caravan?
Half.
This occurred in the Dunstable area, I think.
And the caravans now use the
yeah,
scoreboard.
yes, that's it.
Same one.
Well, the vice-captain thinks 4, and I support him.
4, yes.
That's all right. It's 15.
Yes, I'm afraid you lost a wicket.
Just a
Tim.
1, please,
18 for
Brian.
2, Willie. You want a 1? After Paris, what is the largest French-speaking city in the world?
Oh, that'll be something ridiculous like Montreal.
Yes,
No?
that's absolutely right.
Why don't you
Montreal
sing it
is
to
right.
us, Brian?
How'd you get that? Well done. So what would you like now?
Another 1, please.
Which is the smallest regularly breeding British bird?
No idea.
The smallest one.
Never watched.
Samantha.
If I had, you wouldn't see it. So, I mean,
No, I don't think I get this.
How's that?
single. Oh, I'll take the appeal then.
Wren.
No, it's the gold crest. It's also known as the gold-crested wren, but it is the gold crest. So your appeal is wrong. Willie gets a leg by for that.
Can't
He
help
keeps
you
the
with
batting.
bird questions and flower questions. We'll try for a 4 because we did
How
so.
did influenza get its name?
He opened the window and influenza.
I'll give you a leg by for that one.
It was the first time Enza actually flew to any battlefront, wasn't it? The entertainment troops flew in. Influenza was the...
No, I don't think the ball's going to reach the boundary with this 4.
It's Latin for...
Oh, is it?
How's that?
You're appealing, all right.
Is it Spanish for flu?
No.
Oh.
People believed it was caused by the evil influence of the stars, the influence of the stars, influenza.
That makes sense.
Yes.
So there we are, no runs there. And
we'll try for another 4 because that was very successful.
how many offences punishable by death were there on the English statute book in 1819, around that time? Give you plus or minus 10. How many offences punishable by death?
They whittled it down, didn't they?
Yeah,
They sent people to Australia instead, didn't
Yes.
they?
Well, that was an offence.
Viewed as worst thing to happen to you.
30.
No. The answer is 180, believe it or not.
We'd like to
They
throw a
say that
bouncer
there's
in
more
here.
crime these days than there was then.
A bouncer.
Another bouncer from Tim.
What is the world distance record for throwing a Yorkshire pudding?
With or without gravy. Well, it makes a difference. That's
Considerable.
You know.
It doesn't say, I'm afraid, but we'll let you have it within 10 feet.
What do we say? 100 feet?
Very quick, that answer.
Say 100 feet.
Say 100.
100 feet.
You sure you want to stick with that?
Yeah.
Well, you've done it. 94 feet 2 inches.
Well
And you
done,
get a
Alfred.
6.
I have to confess now that it's my hobby.
Well, you get a 6 there, and it goes right out of the ground here, into that lake where they're fishing at the moment. Right.
Oh,
So
it's
6, Willie.
Oh, we'll try for a 4. Well, we're roaring.
What was heroin originally thought to be a cure for?
Influenza.
The ball.
Which nicotine, apparently, is very good for. I only mention that because I'm puffing away here and I can't remember what the last question was.
I'm afraid you won't get 4 runs for this. It was opium addiction. Opium addiction. And incidentally, you're 20 for 3 against Tim's 18 for 2. So what do you want now?
Just a 1, please.
Who claimed to be able to recognise 140 different forms of tobacco ash?
Sherlock Holmes.
He did.
Yes, he wrote a book on it.
Good single
Yes.
there, and that's the end of the over. Willie, you're 21 for 3, you and Alfred, and Tim and Paul are 18 for 2.
I think we'll have to go for a 4, please, Brian.
To whom did Elgar dedicate his nursery suite?
His son.
No?
Peter Pan.
No? Any appeal?
We're remaining.
Princess Elizabeth and Princess Margaret and their mother, then the Duchess of York. Rather nice.
They're charming.
There you are.
Well, let's go for another 4.
Which famous painting was originally called Landscape Noon?
The Haywain?
How'd you guess that? Very good, or did you know it?
No.
You got 4 runs, anyway. I think it was a snick through the slips, but it went for 4, no third man. So you're 22 for 2 now. You've passed Willie. He's 21.
Well, we'll have a single now. We're ahead.
Who is the only member of Dad's army to have a chart-topping hit?
Clive Dunn.
What was the name of the hit?
Granddad.
Absolutely right. Well done.
1971.
Written
Columbia.
Written by
Herbie Flowers.
That's right,
Oh,
yes.
you're going on and on about that. Well, it's a well-taken single. What do you want now?
I think another single.
Yeah.
Which country moved from one continent to another? Very tricky, this.
Well, wasn't this when Greenland became part of Denmark, or when...
No.
Did you know Greenland left the common market? It's one of those facts that everybody should have.
Well, I don't think you're going to get the single. The answer is Panama. After gaining independence from Colombia, South America in 1903, it was considered to be in Central America then, so it moved.
Another single, please.
What is the commonest item of international commerce?
Food.
Flour.
Flour.
Flour?
Teeth.
No appeal. The answer is petroleum.
Oh, yes. Let's go for a 4.
One more ball
Go for 4.
at the end of this over. What percentage of policemen in Birmingham marry nurses?
They like a good nurse in Birmingham, don't they?
But the nurses don't like
So
the
give me a
policemen.
percentage out of 100. What percentage marry nurses in Birmingham?
it's got to be 8.5%.
That's it then. That's
8.5%.
No, 20%. 1 in 5 marry nurses. Very extraordinary. So that's the end of that over. You're now 23 for 2. Tim, and Willie is 21 for 3.
Just a 1, please.
Just the one. What is generally regarded as the most successful hoax on British television?
That'd be Richard Dimbleby and
The spaghetti tree.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
The Spaghetti Harvest Report in Panorama, April the 1st, 1957. Dear old Richard. Yes, 1 run. Well
Another
taken.
1, please.
Which American film star's disastrous life was the subject of an equally disastrous musical?
Oh, Gene Seberg. I would
Absolutely
say.
right. Well
I
done,
think there
Willie.
probably have been other ones.
You're in great nick.
A 4 then.
Who was Winston Churchill talking about when he said, a modest little man with much to be modest about?
Clement
Attlee.
Attlee.
Clement
Yes.
Clement Attlee. 4 very easy runs off the meat of the bat.
Another 4 then.
How long can a bedbug survive without eating? It depends on whose bed, but anyhow, this is it.
Go on. You're a tremendously good guesser, Alfred. Just
3 days.
Really? And, no appeal? 1 year, exactly.
good. Another 4.
According to psychologists, leaving your socks on during lovemaking is a sign of what?
Confidence.
I can't give you a leg by as I normally would for that. I'll tell you why in a minute.
How's that?
Well, I'll give them a chance just to... No?
I think it suggests a certain... they won't be there long. It's a
A quick getaway.
Are you appealing?
short, meaningless relationship, I think.
No, I'm
Will
gonna
it be, is it insecurity?
It is insecurity, the opposite of what you said,
I see,
Alfred.
I see.
So that's 4 runs which you get there, and
But could
Willie
he have his
loses
leg
the
by
wicket.
now?
So Tim
Have a
and
leg
Paul
by,
are
please.
27 for 2, and Willie is 27 for 4. And we've coming to the last over now.
Well, we'll have a single.
No, we'll build a bouncer.
The last bouncer coming up.
Yes.
What is the world endurance record for holding 50 ice cubes in a pair of underpants? And in brackets, occupied? Plus or minus 2 minutes.
19 minutes, 38 seconds.
10 minutes and 14 seconds.
Very cold ice it was. 5 balls to go.
We'll like to bowl our bouncer immediately.
What is the world record for the mile of pushing a cannonball with the nose? The cannonball weighed 16 pounds. What is the world record for the mile pushing a cannonball with the nose?
How much does the nose weigh?
Plus or minus 5 minutes?
5 minutes.
A mile. 4 minutes a mile, 8 minutes a taxi. 7 hours, 37 minutes.
You're so close, it's 42 minutes.
God, that's quick, isn't it?
You lose the wicket there, Willie. You're 27 for 5, and Tim is 27 for 3.
Just a single, please.
What was Tasmania previously called?
Van Diemen's Land.
It was. That was an easy single. You've got how many balls left now? 3.
I thought it was quite difficult, but I'll have another single.
What colour is the live wire in a modern 3-pin plug?
Brine.
Brown is right. So you're now 29 for 3.
I was
2
always
balls
taught a way
go.
to remember that. It was George Brown is a live wire. It was a very
very
useful,
good, very
which
good.
it dated from, that crazy, insane colour system came in when George Brown was a live wire in the Labour Party. I thought you'd like to know that. We'll have
Before it
another
was
single.
brown, it was red, so it used to do George Brown was a red.
A single, please.
Which English county has the longest coastline?
Cornwall.
It is. So there's 1 ball to go. You are 30 for 3, and Willie is 27 for 5. He hasn't got a bouncer left. So
Well, we'll go for a 4.
you go for a
Yes,
4.
exciting.
Who said of whom? He speaks to me as if I was a public meeting.
Oh, this is Queen Victoria.
Yes.
Talking about... Now, which one is it? Is it Gladstone or Disraeli? It's
How's that?
Gladstone.
Gladstone is right. Queen Victoria said that. So there we are. We come to the end of another of these limited over matches. Looking out of the window at that lovely old scoreboard there. Outside I can see that Tim and Paul have scored 34 for 3, and Willie and Alfred are 27 for 5. So Tim, you are the winner.